Guys, welcome to day 5 of the 10 books in 10 days. Today we are going to be looking at the paperback content. At this point, you guys should have already completed the paperback details for your books. The last 2 days our focus has been to get all 10 books through this first tab where we're putting the title, the keywords, and the description. Okay, once that's done, then we're going to get into the paperback content. That's what we're doing today. To get to the screen, you're going to log into your KDP account at kdp.amazon.com, and you're going to go to your bookshelf. Usually that's the default page that you land on once you log in. You're going to go down, scroll down, and select the book that you've been working on, okay? And it might bring you to the paperback details. You need to make sure that that is saved. So at the bottom of that, click Save and Continue, and that will bring you to this paperback content page. I did that ahead of time to help keep the video moving quicker so we're not waiting for it to save. What we're going to do is go through this page and what every part is, and then I'll have another video showing you how to do the manuscript. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is choose our ISBN. The easiest thing to do until you learn more about ISBNs, which is beyond the scope of this class, is to get a free KDP ISBN. It's free. They do have some restrictions as far as what you can do with the book if you choose theirs, so you might want to look at that, but ultimately for what we're doing in this class, just go the easy route and assign me a free KDP ISBN. Okay, our audience is Amazon. We've done our research on Amazon, and so we want to make sure that we aren't intending to move beyond that with the journals that we're doing. So that's why, and even with my other books, I've always done the free KDP because my audience, most people are searching, is on Amazon, so it's fine. All right, so now we have our ISBN number, and we might want to put that inside the book. You don't have to, especially with the journals. I put it in on the copyright for my books that have actual content in them because I'm more concerned about the copyright there than I am on lined interior pages. But so I would there's a spot to include your ISBN. I'll show you in a minute. So we've got our free ISBN number. Publication date we can leave blank. Amazon will assign that once we're ready to publish it. Print options. Okay, so here we go. We talked about this a little bit yesterday on our bonus webinar. And you can have black and white interior with cream paper or with white paper, or you can have color interior on white paper. Those are your options. Your price is affected when you add the color interior pages. Okay, it's black and white interior. Doesn't matter if it's cream or white. It doesn't affect your price. All right, so choose which one you want, and then your trim size. Your trim size is the dimensions once it's printed. Okay, so what's really cool about this, I like to do 6 by 9. It depends on what you're doing. You might want an 8.5 by 11. You could very well, and it's not a bad idea, why not do multiple sizes? So we talked about this a little bit previously. It doesn't list as a variation, it lists as a completely different listing. So you might find some data that, maybe, let me show you, maybe you do this size, 8.5 by 8.5. That's kind of cool, it's square. So maybe you would find that that's selling over a standard trim size. Okay, so here's the most popular trim sizes. I love that Amazon's giving us this information. And then these are standard, more standard, okay? So you could get into the 8 by 10 or 8.5 by 11. And then the non-standard are just odd sizes. And I have never done a custom. I think that's kind of interesting. So you could play around with that a little bit. And I'm not sure if there's a minimum. That would be fun to test. Maybe we'll do that. But for this, I like to do the 6 by 9. So that's what I'm going to select. For the bleed settings, basically if you select bleed, it means that the content on the page is going to go all the way to the margin. So when you're making lines or you have an image on the pages, the interior pages, you have them actually going off of the page so that when the page is trimmed, there's no space between the edge of the paper and where the images are. So that's up to you. I'm going to do no bleed and have a margin, okay? So it depends on what your interior is going to be, but that's what those two mean. And then regarding matte cover or glossy cover, I think the glossy looks more professional, but it really depends on the type of book that you're doing. So I had shown you some examples with the Messy Journal challenge book that the teen co-op group did. We chose a matte finish for that because it just seems more rugged. It shows fingerprints in a different way. If you're not sure, get a proof in matte and get a proof in glossy. I did my devotional in a matte. I didn't like it. I then changed it to glossy. So that's your choice, how you want to do that. And I think it really also depends on just the kind of book that you're doing. So think about, put yourself in the customer's shoes and make a decision that way, or test it. Okay, so now we're going to get to your manuscript. Okay, this is your interior pages. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to cover book cover tomorrow. All right, we're going to cover the interior pages today. So you need to upload your manuscript. Now, don't be intimidated by the word manuscript. It just means your interior content for your book. What we're doing it with is it's just going to be lined pages, and I'll show you how to create that. But then I will also show you, I'll give you the Word file so you can edit what we do, and I will give you a PDF version with 100 pages in it so that you can upload that directly and not even create your own interior pages, and you can use that as many times as you want. So to do that, we need to download a template. And the reason I suggest downloading a template is because it gives you the margins. You don't have to set all of that up. Okay, so when I click on download the template, if I scroll down, choosing a template here, okay, now I already chose my trim size was going to be 6x9. Okay, so I want to make sure that's the template that I'm going to download. There's two different types. There's a blank template and then a template with sample content. I'll show you both of them, but the template with the sample content is more something you would use if you're writing a book that has chapters. The blank template is just one page and it has the margins set up. The margins are important because the right page, the right side, and the left side have different margins. Because when you stack a bunch of papers and you cut and you bind, they're not going to be centered. So they're whether they're right or left, they're offset just a little bit with the margin so that it will be centered once it's cut. So I'll show you both. So you go to blank templates and you're going to download. Now this will be in a Word document. Okay. These are the dimensions that it's going to give you. It does give you a little bit more information here if you want to figure out how to do this, how to set your own margins and do it outside of Word. But Word is the easiest thing to do. You could possibly use OpenOffice. That's very similar to Word. It's I used to use that all the time. I started having problems. It just was glitchy to upload, but then Word has some glitches as well. So I'm going to show you how to use Word, Microsoft Word. So I would click on that and then open it in Word. That gives me the blank template. Why don't we start with that? I will show you those on the next video. If you're going to do templates with sample content, same thing. You're just going to click that, save it, open it up in Word. Once you have created your manuscript, you're going to save it in a PDF format, and then you're just going to upload it. You're going to select it and upload your manuscript, and it will need to go to review, and it can take a while. I think this is where KDP suggests that you get some coffee and maybe some sandwiches while you're waiting for it to upload. So it can take a little while. You do want to save it. I highly recommend saving it in a PDF. That's what I've had the most luck with. You can try the other versions, the .doc, which is what we have with Word. You can try the others, but I've had the most success rate with PDFs. So that's it for this video. Tomorrow we'll cover the book cover and get into launching the cover creator. I'm going to move over to showing you how to edit those templates that you will save as a PDF and then come back here to upload. That's going to be in another video. Thanks, guys.